But we begin tonight with a problem intelligence experts say is found all along the Texas-Mexico border. Public servants turning a blind eye to their oath to serve and protect. Channel 5's Ana Anguiano reports for us at 6.
Proximity, greed, and lack of continued vetting. Those are the reasons former police officer turned federal agent turned global intelligence agency analyst says is plaguing all law enforcement officers along the Texas-Mexico border. Tonight, one sheriff is adding fear to that list. For 32 years, Brooks County Sheriff Benny Martinez has worn a badge.
We know it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when it's going to happen.
He says temptation to cross the line shadows border law enforcement every time they put on their uniform.
We're constantly in the element, because that's what we do. Law enforcement, they go into the element, into the criminal element. They don't step away from it.
Just this week, a jury convicted Border Patrol agent Joel Luna for engaging in organized criminal activity. He joins a list of other law enforcement officers who found themselves on the wrong side of the law.
The U.S. Border Patrol, it just happens to be involved in this case. But if you look across the entire law enforcement community from El Paso to Laredo, what you'll see is that no entity has gone untouched from these kinds of phenomena.
Fred Burton, Vice President of Intelligence with Austin-based global intelligence agency Stratfor, also once donned a badge.
We have found the enemy and they are us.
Burton says law enforcement has a new enemy tonight.
In order for U.S. law enforcement to get a handle on cartel smuggling, cartel intelligence, they first have to get a handle on the scope of corruption.
Burton says border law enforcement is more prone than others across the nation to turning their backs on the badge. He believes lack of continued vetting may be to blame.
There's a tremendous amount of screening that's done during the initial hire, but then very little screening is done after that hire.
Brooks County Sheriff Benny Martinez believes it also could be fear. Two of his deputies who call the valley home remain on alert 2 months after having their lives threatened from a hitman in Mexico.
We really couldn't confirm or validate that particular threat.
That threat still unfounded tonight, but the vigilance remains. Although different views on why border law enforcement officers turn their badges in for cuffs, Stratfor and Sheriff Martinez do agree on one thing.
The challenge is this: who watches the watchers?
That's always been my rule of thumb when you police each other.
Hold each other accountable. Ana Anguiano, Channel 5 News at 6.